It's a kitty cat.
Woo! All right. Go get him, kitty. Woo! All right. How's it going, man?
It's going good. I'm sending out the tweet to let everybody know we're live. Mike, hit them with our intro.
All right. Is there anybody here yet?
Nope. I gotta send the tweet. It's for the podcast though. Go for it.
For the podcast.
Go. And go.
The big old podcast. Hi, everybody. You're welcome to a WrestleMania Backlash promoting. I don't know why I'm talking like that. But we're going to do a champagne showering, music license acquiring. Wow, music licenses. That's what I've always wanted to hear about. Matt, we're going to talk Hit Row debuting. Nothing like Hurt Business. Totally different starting letters. Matt, we talk about them debuting. It's an episode of the Brothers of Discussion. Of course, we're going to make some time, talk about the return of the Maharaja, the return of Jericho to the Inner Circle. We're going to talk the musical renaissance, funded by those deep Tony Khan pockets. Matt, of course, another midweek festival of friendship battle. And we're going to get you primed for the end of some of these Mania feuds. Yes! Damian Priest is going to be free! Woo! Matt, how are you? You were supposed to give us a baby and you lied.
That was a week ago. We already had another episode.
Explain yourself, Matt. You should be crawling with babies.
Well, everybody go to the last episode where I explained it, and then you'll know.
It's been another week and no baby. Boo!
Michelle is as close to being ready, according to her doctor, as possible. So we're right there. It's ready to happen at any moment. I was gonna look up. I was told 90% phase. I don't know what that means. I'm looking at it right now. I'm not seeing a. Maybe I heard it wrong. Maybe it's not face. 90% something. So clearly we're probably looking to get to 100. And so we're right there. That's how smart I am when it comes to...
Oh, you mean the baby's like in the oven. It's like 95% done.
It would be, but I said 90, but it's almost 95%. So when we've been going for walks, Michelle's been doing extra like exercises on like those exercise balls, just to kind of shake them loose. I was talking with our dad earlier, and I said it's like he's hanging on, to like a bar or something. So we just got to keep moving to get him to fall down, pop out. The dad said I got to go get a watermelon all greased up to make sure I'm ready to catch him. So,
wow, it's gonna come out that quick, huh?
Oh yeah, that's the plan.
That would be nice for Michelle, I think.
I think she'd love that after the last one. Doggies.
Yeah, they don't want to come out. It's nice and warm in there.
Yeah, the daughter, she's going to be hearing a mouthful for an earful. Sorry for a mouthful. An earful for quite a while. I'm sure the second that she's able to figure out what the heck Mom's talking about, we'll be letting her know how difficult it was for her mom to go through that first pregnancy. All right, Mike. So it's coming within the week. Definitely by. I guess we should have another episode in the can. We're gonna have to talk about that because, this might
be the final 2 episodes.
Yeah, yeah, this is it. Once that second baby comes, there's no more podcasting. Then we have 3 months of podcasting because then Michelle's going to be on maternity leave, so I'll be able she'll be able to put the kids to sleep, and Matt's going to be living in this office working 9 to 5.
On the podcast, right?
Exclusively.
Nice. I bet you're stoked to hear that. Matt, just in case the show is over, where can the beautiful people find everything Brothers of Discussion?
All right, yeah. So the archives, you guys will need that. It's bodpodcast.com, brothersofdiscussion.com. You can click on the shop page and get I listen to the Brothers of Discussion t-shirt, which I'm wearing right now. It's pretty soft and comfy. And then, yeah, we've got some other fun ones. Oh, we've got our hot tag series. If you are a fan of tag team wrestling, you got to support your favorite division and whichever promotion you're a fan of. I don't know where I'm going with this, but yeah, go buy some stuff and support us. What else? We're at BOD Podcast. I almost said hockey on Twitter, and at brothers_of_discussion on Instagram. Mike, Did you see? Nobody liked it. We have a thread of our buddies, and of course, I'm referring to the Blush Boys, which you can also check out our video game channel, where every now and then I'll share our Warzone wins, Dead by Daylight wins, all that fun stuff. It's on YouTube. We really got to join Twitch, and you and Brent need to actually share your audio, so it's not just me talking to myself. But what was I? Oh shoot, I lost my train of thought. Oh, right. Mike, our Instagram Blush Boys chat. I sent a hilarious video of some guy watching a movie with his three buddies and his buddy's girlfriend. How did I not get a like out of that? Did you not see it? Just tell me you didn't see it.
I didn't see it.
You didn't think that was funny?
I didn't see it. I really didn't see it.
All right. Well, it's definitely Quentin Tarantino's a relative of some sort, whether by spirit or by blood.
I see.
It'll be. Okay. It'll be.
Now I know why this video is in your feed. Okay, I got it now. Love that algorithm, huh?
It's my Instagram feed.
Oh, okay. Man, let's talk about some wrestling here. We got our wrestling nuggies. Give us about 20-ish minutes. We're gonna get into the festival of friendship. Now the AEW and NXT are friends on different nights. Then we're gonna close the show with a little Backlash talk.
Let's knock it out. Let's do each one of these segments. 5 minutes. We got wrestling. We'll do.
You got 5 minutes. Make it count. We're gonna be out of here. Matt, the return of
who watches an hour-long YouTube? I'm kidding. Go ahead.
I do. I love hour-long YouTube videos. Matt, the Velveteen Dream. He's back. Not really. I don't know. There's whispers. There's words. He's at Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
After he left for a while, there's a hiatus. After some stuff in his personal life came to the light.
And by stuff, Mike means that he's reaching out to minors by the accusation
allegedly
is that he's reaching to minors, not just stuff. Trying to get some sexy time in an illegal fashion. So
allegedly, never convicted.
Allegedly trying to get.
But that happened. He was off TV for months. Then they brought him back. And then people were like, "Boo, we don't like this." And this is in COVID times, so it was just tweets that were saying "boo." We didn't actually get to hear boos when he returned. So WWE pulled him again, and now the solution is after a sprinkling of matches on NXT, they removed him again, and now he might be on Monday Night Raw. Matt, if ever there is a time to try and resuscitate the Velveteen Dream's WWE career, is it before the fans come back? Is this going to be the one shot to bring him back?
Nope. Gone forever. There is no shot, because whenever the fans come back, he's done. The reason I brought this up was to actually ask, my only opinion on this is that it's done. He can't come back. If you're on Twitter and you see the reports and you read what everybody's saying, it's clear. He cannot come back. There's no until we actually find out what happened. And let's not forget that the WWE still has not addressed any of it, besides saying there's accusations. That's not a thing. If that happens in real sports, get him out of my sports. If that happens in entertainment, get him out of my movies. That's the long and short of it, Mike. But that what I want to ask is, when this kind of baloney happens, what are hot tag. Also, don't forget we have our t-shirts at bodpodcast.com and click on the shop page on the homepage. Mike, what are the chances that this stuff is leaked and they just want to see what the social media reaction is? They want to see if people are like, who cares at this point? Just let them back.
Wait, can you rephrase that?
What are the chances that when this information is leaked so that WWE can track the social media reaction?
I think pretty high. I don't think that any of the quote-unquote wrestling journalists would just be snooping around, especially during COVID. A lot of them are, having to operate, from home or, home office. But I think there's a pretty high likelihood of that being the case. It's just weird that if what he did is true, this is different from, I guess. God, that's not even the case. Okay, so I guess what I'm trying to do is compare to like Hulk Hogan, right?
Yeah,
where he did his awful.
Remember, you're surrounded by mines right now, so tread carefully.
Yeah, he's so Hogan was making his dumb racist comments. He was very temporarily removed from the Hall of Fame, removed from WWE's existence, and then they said, you know what, it's okay, buddy, come on back. And they made Mark Henry say, yeah, he kind of apologized, sort of. And now Hulk Hogan is at WrestleMania getting booed. So with Velveteen, the investigation took place. Triple H came out and said, well, we looked into it and we're kind of okay with it. So, or not, to clarify, they weren't saying, we're okay with you sending nudes to 17-year-olds. They said the information and the evidence that they found, or evidence, the way that they put it, they're fine to have him continue to be under their employ because they didn't think it was, anything he'd done wrong. But I guess it's just weird that maybe it's just, how fresh this guy is, and we don't have enough positive memories of him to kind of overshadow, this new negative memory of him, that he's just done. It doesn't feel like we're really giving him a second chance, even if it sounds like some investigation did occur and, he's allegedly, not guilty of anything. He didn't do any jail time. He, didn't do enough to upset his bosses to fire him. And still he's a pariah now for, even after that investigation. Matt, why is that?
I think it's because
what would it take?
Yeah, they need to come out and do more than just like talk in circles and talk in riddles to make sure that they're saying the right legal things just in case it comes back to bite them. They need to stand behind him and say there was an investigation. This needs to be bigger than just a social media post by Triple H or some, baloney journalist. This would have to come from ESPN kind of thing. And that's not to say that you only trust ESPN in regards to anybody covering pro wrestling. That's to say that you're trying to get this noticed and you're not afraid of who sees it. That like those are the lengths they need to go. And we need more visual on whatever this investigation is. And until then, we are, instead of operating of innocent until proven guilty, we are operating guilty until proven innocent. But in these scenarios, it's easier to do that after how many times we've seen it go the other way and people just get away with, shit, we could say murder for some cases recently. So I would just say that's the length you have to go. And I think in all walks of the situation, you'd have to be able to turn around and say he was tried in some fashion and found innocent. And like you look at Patrick Kane in the NHL, I think a lot of people still look at Patrick Kane and say, what a scumbag, because of the sexual assault allegations he had associated with his name. And he was proven innocent. And we still look at him and there's still like that, the idea that follows along of the NHL got in there. They have so much money, they could pay people off. That's how he got away with it. I'm not saying that's our official stance. I'm saying, like, that's what happened with Patrick Kane as an NHL hockey player. Not that, you know, I probably WWE is more popular than the NHL, but you know what I'm saying? Like, that went as far as it could go. Or actually, I shouldn't say, I don't think he was tried. I think the evidence didn't add up and the case was dropped, which is actually less. If he was tried and found innocent, I think that would be better than them just going, oh, the case? What happened?
Yeah.
Shove it under. Well, what case? What do you mean? But like that happened. And not only is he in the NHL now, and people support him and buy his jersey and love him. And we were talking about him earlier in the year with our Red Wings podcast about him winning a Hart Trophy. I really don't want to talk about this, you know, too much more, but like that, they have to go beyond that for him to be able to come back. And doing nothing and hoping we forget is the worst thing you could do.
Yeah, that's the most important point. Is it kind of feels like they're just sweeping this under the rug, even though there was an investigation. They haven't really like outwardly said, "Yep, we investigated some, you know, potential sexual assault against, you know, Mr. Clark, you know, Velveteen Dream." It feels like what they're doing is just, well, enough time's gone by. Let's try and get another rumor out there that he's returning. And I think that people are so, you know, glued to the dirt sheets that, you know, they're like, whoa, you're not just going to slide this by us. You have to at least acknowledge, you know, openly what happened. So I think if WWE just kind of makes a statement, an official statement on him, you know, and then returning, or, you know, God forbid we actually hear from the Dream, this would be all cleared up, especially if, you know, these investigations actually took place. We didn't find enough, you know, wrongdoing to, you know, give him, you know, prison time or anything. You know, it's circumstantial evidence, if any, you know, just a nude was getting passed around, something like that. That's, you know, that happens. That he wouldn't be the first person. He won't be the last. That's, you know, that's how cell phones work. But to keep just, you know, pussyfooting this and thinking that if enough time goes by, we could just put him in the main event scene against Bobby Lashley. It's like, no, it's not gonna. You have to let us decide. Stop trying to like just, you know, subtly start booking him again. It's not gonna work.
Yeah, and the fact that this deals with like him speaking with minors is where it really, you know, I mean it's disgusting if it's true. And I know, you know, a lot of people are ready to take away the if word out of there, but, you know, you still got to say it. And that's the problem. Until we can take the ifs out of things, you know, that we really just don't know right now. Nobody knows what the hell happened, but yeah, that's not the world we're operating in right now. Mike, we have wrestlers being released for weeks removed from wrestlers just being released from contract, and they don't come with this baggage. So what do we owe him? We owe him nothing. So that's the other part of it. All right. Mike, we did get a return that you and I were huge fans of. Mike, the modern day Maharaja is back, Jinder Mahal. And Mike, dare I say this is booked just for me because he also took down Jeff Hardy. And oh my God. If there's one thing that I was more happy about than it being Jeff Hardy taking the loss, Mike, it was how butthurt all of the Jeff Hardy stands were online. Of the like, talk about a guy who got a second chance and a third and a fourth and a fifth and a 12th.
Man, hot take. Who cuts a better promo, Jeff Hardy or Kenny Omega?
Oh my God, Jesus. God, you know what? A part of me still believes like there's something in Jeff Hardy that when he starts talking, he really thinks he's turning in a good promo. And I think Kenny is self-aware that there are some inadequacies with his delivery. And I think that helps Kenny because then he goes above and beyond with his Don Callis stuff and his 69ing.
That's what I was going to say. Only one of them has the 69 me Don trump card. So I'm giving Kenny Omega the win in that one.
So Jeff goes in, is awful, and comes out saying, man, I fucking nailed that one. Woo! And I'm just like...
And I'm here for the WWE Universe. And he's gesturing to a crowd that's on a production button. Like, dude, There's nothing there. All right, back to Jinder. Yeah, I'm very excited for him to come back. It's hilarious to me that the enhancement talent is Jeff Hardy. Sorry, Jeff Hardy stands. I'm sorry. But eventually, maybe this will get us that Jinder versus Drew McIntyre payoff match at SummerSlam that we've been dreaming about forever.
I think, Mike, one of the things that we don't do enough is break the norm of our show, the way we organize it.
Mm-hmm.
I think we can do our friendship festival, the Festival of Friendship next week. I think we should fantasy book up to SummerSlam. I think that would be fun. And I want to get crazy with it. And one of them is easily going to be Drew McIntyre. You know, we'll be removed from Backlash, but McIntyre and Jinder are getting in there, and I want a title involved. Mike, Jinder Mahal's going over. It's a quick little tease there, how Raw's going down. All right. So yeah, just all funsies there, Mike. But yeah, let's jump into this. I think this is an interesting conversation, Mike, with Tony Khan shelling out the license money, as you put it. I have a question. Are some of these songs, were they the songs that some of these guys were using on the indies? Because right now our 0 viewers can't answer that question for me, but I'm hoping maybe somebody could tell us later. Maybe we could check in the comments. I don't know if you know off the top of your head. I certainly can tell you right now, I don't know what their music was, but I could tell you, like Jungle Boy, that makes sense. Like Tarzan Boy used it in the indies. Sure, I'd believe that. No problem. Orange Cassidy could just be his favorite song. Moxley, I think we know what his story is. Maybe a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, he was using Wild Thing. It could be he used it once, and he used, Van Halen the other 100 indie matches he had after that.
Yeah, I didn't hate Moxley's song. I kind of like that.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
You know when that'll come back?
What?
This is the part I thought was interesting. When they make an AEW whatever, you can go back and watch old AEW matches, and it's not on YouTube.
A streaming network?
They're gonna have to come back and wipe over these songs because you don't have a license forever. That's one thing that scares me about doing that, or maybe not scares me, but I wonder if it has gone past the this sounds really cool conversation.
Yeah,
and especially Wild Thing, that's got to be fucking expensive.
I mean, Baltimora was a big deal in the 80s. Tarzan Boy it's like an 8-minute song. I don't know if you've ever sat down and listened to it. But I guess I brought this up because I thought that Jungle Boy, when he came out to the Jurassic Express music, Orange Cassidy had that little best friends theme, Moxley. Of the generic guitar riffy, like wrestling themes, I thought his was pretty cool. So to already give these guys songs, that I thought were like a B+, pretty good wrestling. Like I knew who it was when the song started. You know what I mean? It's like, when Keith Lee got his new song and it was just indiscernible from any other wrestling theme you've ever heard. It didn't scream, Keith Lee. It was just, oh, who's coming out? And you got to see the video. These were all distinct, like, character songs. And now these guys are already getting a boost, with the Trogs, Tarzan Boy, and the Pixies. So, Matt, I'm going to ask you, and I got one ready. I got one in the chamber.
Shoot, I just had it and I lost it.
Wrestlers that badly need a musical reboot. We're going to say AEW because we're leaning on those Tony Khan pockets. And right now it doesn't seem like something Vince wants to necessarily do. If you want to throw an NXT guy in there, go ahead. But, man, at the top of my list, easily, without question, because he's such an important part of the program, is MJF. It didn't quite strike fear into the hearts of his enemies that it was pretty close to the Bulk and Skull theme back in Power Rangers. And now he's got his Pinnacle theme, and it's out of that playbook of generic kind of hard rocky musical entrances. Pretty pretty nondescript. Matt, I like the idea of what they're going for with MJF's original song. Okay.
Yeah.
Matt, I do have a replacement for you. Okay. We're going Tom Jones for MJF.
It's not unusual.
Correct.
Sorry.
I think that Tom Jones, maybe it's just the John Mulaney fan in me, coming out, but it's either it's not unusual or What's New Pussycat. I think are super annoying songs that would make you cringe, especially if MJF played them a couple times on his way up the ramp, or if he played them simultaneously, both songs. So then you had to listen to bum, ba-da, bum, What's New Pussycat, just a mix of those two. I think would do wonders. You would still get to be that annoying character that, the little shit-stained heel that he likes to play. And it's a pop song. It's got a little panache. It's got a little bit of an arrangement musically. And it would distinctly be MJF. And I think it would get the people talking. Matt, if you want to jump on that one, or if you got a wrestler in mind and a song, let me know.
Yeah, to be completely honest, I don't know if I could do, you know what I do week after week. I watch NXT. I'm going through all of these. I don't think I could hum for you. I don't think I could hum for you a single one of these songs for any of these guys, to be completely honest.
For NXT?
Oh, for AEW. Sorry.
I couldn't do a single NXT song.
Let's see. I guess this sucks because the whole time you were talking, I was looking at the AEW roster. So I am a huge fan of Dexter Lumis. The way he seems to get pretty lucky in Gargano. I think people hated his song, but I liked even his face song.
The Rebel Heart song?
Probably his big rival a couple years ago, Gargano, would be Ciampa would probably do well with something that was like some hardcore heavy metal. Definitely Thatcher would do well to have a new song. I don't think I would probably hear it and be able to hum the rest, but right now I couldn't hum it for you. So right now I'm just trying to think of guys that there's no like clear this is this guy's theme song, this is his entrance song, and I attach that sound to his face. I guess that Thatcher would probably be number one on the list, because I mean my two favorite guys are still Thatcher and Dexter Lumis, and I think what they're doing with Dexter Lumis is good. With like I always come back to Jason Segel's line and forgetting Sarah Marshall and just doing the ominous sounds in the background when he was no. Does anybody remember that movie? Nobody remembers that. All right, that's Jason Segel's job at the beginning of the movie. He was doing like Law and Order music.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, they've got a little bit more production to it for Dexter Lumis, but I like what they're doing there. Yeah, I don't know. I would stick with Thatcher, but then now I got to come up with something, and the thing that comes to mind is just because he's so grimy and dirty and he's missing teeth. Is I want Beating Around the Bush to be because I just picture him like rolling around on the ground, Beating Around the Bush by AC/DC. But I picture him rolling on the ground, doing the mat wrestling, locking guys up into different holds, and I'm, beating around the bush. So I'm picturing him dancing around the guy. So it's bad. It's gross. But that's where my head went. Plus, it's a hardcore, fast-paced song, and I think that would match Thatch's personality.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to do, because Dirty, I just called him Dirty. Cameron Grimes, if I want to do like White Stripes, Dead Leaves in the Dirty Ground, or if I want to do like he's always to the moon, like do like an Ozzy Osbourne, Bark at the Moon. Just more moon themed songs for that guy. And then for AEW, oh god, it's so hard to not do MJF. I can't stand his music. Like it's doing its job, but it doesn't. I'm not booing him. I'm booing the song. Where I think if it was Tom Jones, you're kind of like, I like Tom Jones, but not so much. Boo, MJF, you know. But,
well, you know who I was gonna pick before
who?
you gave me the stipulations. The first person that came to mind was Cesaro. I think right now, if we're gonna we have this huge feud with Roman Reigns. I think it would be really cool to see Cesaro get a new theme. And you know, I couldn't quite think of like a Swiss rock band off the top of my head. But I can't the Bravery. That's who I was thinking of. Their hit song with the booming and all that fun stuff. That was the song I thought of, but I don't even think that's perfect. But I definitely put him in that realm of like mid 2000s, early to mid 2000s, like alt rock, hard rock kind of sound. What's the problem too is I'm just going to be stuck in that realm because that's all the music I listen to. So I'm just going to keep suggesting either hard rock, hair metal, and then
Switzerland and Sweden are a little different. But what if Cesaro? Could we do like a Hive song or no?
Was that what I was thinking of the Hives? Yep.
Yeah, that's the Swedish band.
That's the. I was thinking of the Hives. Oh
Whoopsie.
Man. Good thing I'm here to talk about my love of rock and roll. All right.
I did have, you know what I was thinking too is, you know, like wrestlers will have special gear for special occasions. What if we just had special music for special occasions? Like, can we get like John Williams to score Jurassic Express coming out to like the Jurassic Park theme?
That'd be cool. I guess, yeah, you definitely have to save it. I guess we're going to see Cody Rhodes come out to Dusty's theme, right?
I guess that's kind of what he was alluding to. Is that the next point you want to jump on?
Yeah, I mean, I know it's going to be a part of our AEW and NXT discussion, but
yeah, let's get it right into that. We're at 33.
Can we save? Yeah, can we save a spot for? Cause we did this last time, so here we are. We're jumping. I still need a graphic for the Festival of Friendship. So we did this last time. We did our top 3, but before we did that, we picked out a couple of things that definitely needed some more attention. For AEW, Mike, I mean, the Cody Rhodes promo. If you're a fan of the Falcon and Winter Soldier, we just watched a Disney Plus television show that told you to stop being so stuck in a silo and going, my country's #1, and start broadening. Think of the world. Think of all humans as like a joint community. And Mike, how many times, like how hopeful are we that the modern day Maharaja does not have to come out and say he hates America? How long have we been watching I'm gonna say his name wrong, Mustafa Ali, come out and say, I don't just want to be based on my name and my religion. I want to be something more than that. Like his story, like he can't just be stuck in that. It's lazy writing. And here we are. Cody needs something to juice up this feud, and he comes out and he's like, I'm a goddamn red blood American, Yahoo! And he shows off his tat. I just
there's a lot of weird moments when he talked about, obviously his wife is black, he's white, his daughter is gonna have a black world and a white world, and she's gonna know the struggles of both. And I'm like,
one of them's gonna be
one of them's much harder than the other. I think we can objectively say, Cody,
as two white males, we can easily say it's been pretty easy.
And I can picture, Brandy kind of going, it's not quite the same, honey, right?
Right.
It went off the rails a few times, and then the USA chant started, and I don't know. I don't know what he was trying to get at, and it stinks because there was at the end a pretty cool talking point that he's going to go back and, or at least for one night, wrestle as the American Dream. But he tried to do this, I don't know, Rocky IV, self-aware about 2021 race relations, and it just kind of fell flat.
It was the opposite of Rocky IV. Rocky IV ended with him going, if I believe and you believe, we can all believe. Like,
no, because he tried to say black problems or white problems. We have problems. Let's solve our problems or something. And it it didn't hit the mark. It was too long. It's not just the length, it's that it was so long, so the more that it missed the mark, there's a long window of him missing the mark. So it was just kind of
you know what he could have used right there?
It was uncharacteristic for him.
He could have used the filter of the WWE creative on that promo. Dunk. I mean, we love Cody. I think since AEW started, we've crowned Cody as like the promo champ multiple times. We gave him promo of the year 2 years in a row now.
So when he like busted out the tears for his, little baby girl, that was like, touching stuff, but man, it was really sandwiched with a lot of poo-poo bread. We were just, ooh, yeah. So the artist is still in there. I'm still intrigued to see the American Dream, Cody, come out and wrestle, but whew, he was doing his it's sometimes the improv and you got a bad set. It happens. Not every episode of Whose Line Is It Anyway is gold. This was one of those. There's still a good line or two, but definitely needed to be notated.
I'll get this out of the way. Who has had the best promos since AEW has started? I think we could say, I mean, you could probably sit there and say Cody, but I just wanted to say AEW again, versus WWE. You could grab onto AEW and say that. Now, to not get yourself in these holes is where WWE gets in the way, is because they want to make sure what Cody just did absolutely never happens. And that's where most of the promos blow in WWE. So there's got to be a happy medium, right? Like Cody could get some notes. He could try it, in the back and be like, yeah, guys, I'm going to go out there and make sure only America is, featured in this. It's a one country world, and then somebody could pipe up and Pat could be like, I'm about to main event this show. Just go with the crying stuff. Pull back on the fuck the world stuff. Just pull the reins a little bit. All right. And what's funny too is you hit the nail on the head. A lot of people had problems with the rambling nature of it, and that's where I'm like, I don't care if somebody rambles up there. If they come to their point, we're used to Triple H promos where he rambles for 5 minutes, and then eventually it's like, whoa, that was hot. That was a good promo. So that's fine. Just like he mentioned it too at the start of the promo, like it's almost corny to be too patriotic, but there's a reason that's happening. It's because we're kind of going like, oh, it's kind of silly, like it's just a flag, and like we keep getting screwed by the same people, so let's pick humanity instead. Anyway, Mike, you're not a fan of that. All right, moving on.
I'm not a fan. I'm just trying to digest that, and then some tweets from Brandy, who said the promo was a piece of history. I've never been moved like that. I wasn't ready for it. I can't wait until our daughter is old enough to understand it.
Yeah.
I have my master's and a full ride to Michigan. You present yourself as an educator, yet you try to reduce a woman to not being smart because her opinion differs from yours about a wrestling promo.
What is that?
It was a reaction to somebody saying that Brandy needs to read some books so she can understand why the promo was offensive. It's a thing we white people are guilty of, trying to associate problems that we have with any kind of like socioeconomic problem that a black person would encounter in the United States. And so it's always kind of cringy to put those two experiences together. I know what he was going for because his daughter's going to be biracial. She's, the way he phrased it, there's been so many more issues with, if you're biracial, you're just black. That's how people look at you. They don't look at you as biracial. So it's just kind of weird for him being like a part of that. It just felt really tone deaf, and I think that's kind of why people were kind of frowny pants about it and didn't really like it. And I think in his heart of hearts, he was just really excited to be with his wife, to raise his little daughter in this, in the world. And I think if he had a chance to redo it, would he redo it? Yes. That's what I think. I think he would watch the tape and be like, I could probably phrase this a lot better. So
that's a great point. And we all know Cody does not,
Yeah, he's just full of passion, and I think it just kind of came out, and you would definitely redo that if you had the chance. So I'm not going to crucify him. It was just one poo-poo promo. Even though it was poo-poo, it was fantastic poo-poo.
Just hire the VKM consultants. I hear they have a big property down in Florida.
Oh my goodness!
Hire them. They'll take a look at those.
All right, let's get into the top three here, Matt. Right. Objectively, who won this week?
I'll concede. I'll give you the victory. I did like Eddie Kingston yelling at Moxley to go blow up the bathroom. Yeah, get in there, go blow it up. I don't give a shit. Go in there, blow it up. And it's like, all right, Eddie, we got it. You were pretending the cameras aren't there.
Bad moment number 3 for next Extra Time Wrestling. What do you got for us?
I'm going for the middle main event here, Mike. The Raquel Gonzalez defeating Mercedes Martinez. This meant a lot more than it looked like it did. This was a great battle in the total. Like, it's just there was a lot of clumsiness in the middle. So I think we need to see more Raquel. I don't know how many times have we mentioned it on the show. It's about her power. It's I think what they should have done is what they've been doing with Raquel is giving a lot of offense to the opponent and then letting her just take over, kind of like hulking out and using those shoulders. She loves showing off in the back. Man, it's terrifying when she does that at the beginning of the match. But yeah, let the single arm power bomb take over. Let that be the star of the match. That's fine. Because clearly it worked for Goldberg, and we don't need Raquel Gonzalez to like figure it out while she's champion. She could just be a badass heel that can take you out in one move, and that's fine. That's also, Mike, it's right now pretty unique. So that could get her over. Let's stop trying to have Raquel create a 5-star match because it's not happening right now. So you gave her the belt. We said it was a good move. I still agree with it, but I also didn't think that they were going to try and make her do a 5-star match where the clumsiness got in the way. I mean, just flat out setting up for the wrong move. I mean, we're talking about quarterback to receiver going the wrong route. But you still have to look at this on the whole, and this is a great opportunity for Mercedes Martinez to show off. It's just, and this was a great, championship match for Mercedes. Got in her hits, and it looked like she could have pulled one out, and that's tough to do when you have a champion like Raquel. We're also talking a Tuesday night, so it's not anything where we're expecting the title to come off Raquel's shoulders, but they still told a pretty good story. So for that, it's my number 3. I probably could have gone a couple different routes here, and now that I'm looking at it, I already regret my decision. That I probably should have made it 4. That Mike, Pete Dunne and Leon Ruff. That was short, but that was it's a good story. All right, number 3 for AEW, Mike.
Well, I'm gonna do Moxley and Nagata. This was a really stacked card for AEW. Like every match, I was just kind of like, damn, we still got this coming up. Damn, we still got this coming up. And this pulled the curtain. This dude parachuting over, 50 years old, Matt. The same age bracket as Goldberg. And you couldn't believe how much Nagata still holds up. This was the debut of Moxley coming out the Wild thing. That sparse crowd that is only going to grow, apparently. The words of Cody, Tony Khan, and they were electric for this match. I had a hell of a time. Anytime Moxley he gets to turn it up a little bit when he knows he's going to be in like a physical war. It definitely seems to turn on like his like wrestling energy. Like he really likes getting punished and beating the crap out of people. So. It's why it was really fun to watch him go against like Eddie Kingston. And at some point, it sounds like he's going to be doing battle with some other people with Eddie later on. And This was fun. I have it at moment number 3 because I wanted 25 minutes. I really thought this was going to main event. Instead, I only got about 15 and opened the show. And it was a lot of fun. It just, my other 2 moments, I think, were a little bit bigger. So that's my moment number 3.
All right. Moment number 2. All right. I'm going to do it. Kushida taking out Santos Escobar in a 2 out of 3 falls match. Was an A+ match. It's just, unfortunately, number 1 is number 1. Mike, this is fantastic. I think we all knew that Kushida was going to win. Because I think we're all still anticipating that Legado del Fantasma and Santos Escobar getting a chance on the main roster. Like, it just, the way that he's been shining since this happened, it just makes sense. Plus, Kushida, he is a fantastic wrestler. He does need the belt to help tell the story right now. But if we want to get into the match, I thought the end of it was really cool. Where we took the hoverboard lock and swept it into the bridging suplex. It was great. And what was funny was that it was so smooth and happened so quick. And maybe this is why I'm going to make this number 2 instead of number 1. Because, you see the Kushida win coming. This happens, but they go down for the 3. And then I kind of like went, what? Oh, that's it? That's the end? Like, I wasn't even ready. I wasn't ready for the end. I'd talk more, but we're already at like 50 minutes here. So, Kushida wins the 2 out of 3 falls, Mike. Number 2 for AEW.
That's another tough one. I'm going to say moment number 2 is Miro becoming the new TNT champion against Darby Allin. And it's been a long time coming. Miro, he exited WWE, and we were all like, oh boy, they're going to treat him seriously. And then it was like, oh no, he's a video game clown. Then he was a sidekick to Sabian, and we were just kind of like, what? But now he's finally going solo. Now he's, embracing his destiny, as he puts it. He came out in trunks that already had the TNT Championship logo on them.
That was a great move.
Yeah. And then Darby, by God, he's, maybe one of the best defense, salesmen in all of wrestling right now. The way he just totally, it's not just the body paint, Matt. He really looks like a corpse after he eats the offense from his opponents. Miro was happy to oblige and turn him into that cadaver. The offense looked great from Miro. A lot of credit goes to Darby. But it's not just enough to be called a heel. You have to act a heel, and Miro was really embracing that monster side of him. But Allin, he really elevated that TNT Championship. I had a few chats with people on Twitter last night who weren't fans of Darby, and I'm like, you are out of your mind, dude. Like, if he was to get inserted into that Omega Pac Orange Cassidy match and either make it a 4-way or, God forbid, Orange needs to be on the shelf for a little bit, Darby would fit right in and make that an A+ match. I think he's really blown the crowd away. And then additionally, quick nugget here. Well, it's the episode where we talked about music. His song is so uniquely Darby Allin. You know immediately who's coming out. You know immediately what match you're about to be in for. So as excited as I am for Miro, for Allin, I just wonder what's next for him, because he really did a service for that championship, and he is at such a, feels like a career peak with AEW. I can't see him toiling around on the, quote unquote mid card. This guy he's destined for bigger things. He did such an excellent job with that belt. Really pumped to see the rest of his career. So this segment was an A+ because it got Miro his push started. Darby's still a good in defeat. That's the whole point of this whole business. So Matt, your dishonorable mention for next Extra Time Wrestling. What do you got?
I'm gonna go with I think everybody loved this, but I just kind of went like, but Finn Balor skipping the line to challenge Karrion Kross. So Kross gives the thumbs up. He's like, all right, we're going to go at it. And we're like 1 week removed from Finn Balor, Pete Dunne, Kyle O'Reilly, Johnny Gargano, all trying to say that they're next to fight Karrion Kross. And I thought we were getting a triple threat or a 4-way.
Or Daniel Bryan.
All right, and now we're getting just Finn's like, I'm gonna do it.
A rematch.
Okay. All right, so number 1 for NXT, Mike. I've never felt you remember when George in Seinfeld, he had his buddy that was a rock climber, and he wanted to like make sandwiches for him, and he was just enamored with this guy, and he like wanted to be his best friend. Everybody thought he was in love. Like, I want to be best friends with everybody in Hit Row. Mike, this was one of the best faction debuts I've ever seen, because it was everybody got a chance on the mic, and they all fucking nailed it. Nobody fudged up. This wasn't just one of those things where it's like, I'm going to bring up, I had a problem with like the Inner Circle a couple weeks ago. They gave everybody a chance on the mic, and then they even called out Pinnacle for not going on the mic and just focusing on MJF. When Inner Circle did that, you were kind of like, all right, but like, get back to Jericho, okay?
Yeah.
Like, Swerve goes out there. You've got it's Top Dollar. He's AJ Francis. He's the guy that runs like the A&E show for picking up the WWE memorabilia. Ashanti the Adonis, who's been on 205 Live, and B-Fab, who is Brianna Brandy. Oh my God. Like, it was just knockout punch after knockout punch on the mic. And of course, I mean, you're led by Swerve here. You just told everyone that you're putting all your eggs in the Swerve basket. And for any complaining, you may have done about like the size of some of the NXT wrestlers, I think we've seen that like a faction can get anybody over and regardless of size. And we love Adam Cole. We know he's one of the best wrestlers ever. I have no problem saying that. So what I'm getting at is that now Swerve is immediately like main event super duper star. Like, he's got his entourage now. They're all fucking badass, cool as shit. Mike, I am buying that Hit Row sweatshirt that they just put out today that we got the like from Isaiah Swerve Scott earlier today, because I was like, hell yeah, I'm buying this shit. Mike, that's not often that I see a promo and I want to make sure that everybody goes back and watches a promo. We were just talking earlier about Cody Rhodes. Mike, it's so rare, right, to get a faction of people and everybody was fire on the mic. That almost never happens. You're almost embarrassed by half the people when they do a full faction. Like, go back to the Hart Foundation. Like, anytime it was Jim's turn, you're just like, you're fat. You sit in the corner. You just wait. Like, even Owen sometimes is a little cringy, and I know that's like blasphemy. But, Bret Hart was the guy to hold the microphone. Anybody can hold the microphone. This is so great. This is so, like, I want to be a part of this faction. I don't always want to be a part of a faction, but this is cool as shit, and I fucking love it. And
mark out, man.
Mark it out to Hit Row, no problem. Mike, your dishonorable mention.
Matt, as much as I loved Dynamite this week, there's a couple. Oh no, Matt, where's the women's division? Thunder Rosa, bless her heart, was out there for maybe 2.5 minutes to beat Allure, and that's it. I hope you tuned in for that match, because that's it. That's the whole women's division. They did give Jade Cargill a quick vignette. It's fine. It didn't amount to a wrestling match. It was fine. And Britt Baker yelled at Jim Ross, which I'm never going to complain about seeing Britt Baker yell at Jim Ross or Tony Schiavone. But, I'd like to see these women wrestle once in a while. God damn it. Now, I know this was a stacked card with Nagata and Mox and the Circle coming back and Cassidy and Pac and Miro and Allin, but god damn it. Can we have 1 week where the women get to dominate the programming? Anyway, we also could have put Cody in the dishonorable mention. Man, we could have put Pac almost killing poor Cassidy as a dishonorable mention. Injuries happen, but could we got Cassidy out of the ring a little bit sooner? Probably, especially with CTE scans, and we're starting to understand how awful they are, and he might have had a bleeding brain. Man, all those things could have been dishonorable mentions. But is there a potential that, by God, injuries happen? And they kind of said, Cassie's like, all right, I'm going to try to walk it off. And then they're like, all right, we'll walk it off outside the ring so you don't take damage. And then they pivoted and had Don Callis and Kenny Omega say, hey, we're going to make it a 3-way. Maybe. I thought there's a chance it was a brilliant production maneuver. They could have obviously gotten Cassidy out of there sooner, but it happened. It happened. And I hope he's going to be okay. He took as little damage as possible after that weird move. Pac usually super safe, so good God, please Cassidy be okay. Matt, that means there's one thing left for moment number one. Matt, I have kept this team at arm's length as far as my love for them since day one, when they were the inaugural tag team champions of AEW. Matt, it's SCU. They did not do a lot for me, okay? Even this match, I was kind of like, well, if they break up, I will probably keep watching the show and, maybe send a few tweets and scroll through my Instagram a little bit. I won't be that heartbroken.
That's right on par.
But they put on a goddamn masterpiece with the Young Bucks. This match had flying elbows, flying leg drops. It had a Styles clash. It had the mocking of the Shawn Michaels Ric Flair "I'm sorry, I love you" spot, which popped the crowd pretty hard, popped Twitter pretty hard. But, SCU came up short. And I was reading Bleacher Report's take on it, and they said that AEW didn't quite do what WWE did, or would have in this scenario, where AEW focused on the wrestling match between the two, where WWE would have focused on the breakup. I get where they're coming from. I mean, WWE came up with the "I'm sorry, I love you" spot, But I kind of feel like SCU, to really get across that at all costs, we've won 11 matches in a row, and if we can't beat the Bucks for the titles, I guess we're breaking up. This is it. Like, the Bucks, put it on the line. It made the match feel a little bit more important rather than focusing on the emotion. So I get the Bleacher Report criticism. I kind of preferred this outcome than the WWE version. AEW can do wrong. I just had a litany of weird, dishonorable mentions for this episode, but I genuinely just was thrilled for every moment of this tag team match. The right team won. SCU can disband and maybe come back at a later date, and then at Double or Nothing, we're gonna get the Bucks versus Moxley and Kingston. Oh, what a reward for the breakup of SCU. Matt, I could not be happier. I'm so excited for Max and Eddie to run the tag team division. Man, I'm going to be buying every single t-shirt that they make for that team. I can't wait.
What, you ready to run through Backlash real quick?
Yeah, I don't think that there's going to be many surprises on the outcomes. Can I just say I'm so excited for this pay-per-view to be upon us, because these feuds will fucking end. Matt, you know what match I'm most excited for is Damian Priest versus The Miz. Because Priest, he'll be free. He'll be free from fucking Johnny Drip Drip and The Miz. He's going to be free.
So I had to go through the days with my wife of like, well, which day would you prefer, just to play the game? Which day would you prefer? Since the doctor says it's that situation. It could happen at any moment, like in a movie. It could be water break. We got to run to the hospital.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't think we have anything going on Sunday. Like, I just completely threw Sunday right in the garbage. I was like, I mean, Red Wing season's done, and I like having my Saturday night, but yeah, Sunday, light it up. Let's push that baby out Sunday night. So I mean, that's where my head was at. I completely forgot that this was happening, even after watching. I mean, you can't watch Raw and SmackDown without just seeing on the entrance ramp just constantly. Don't forget WrestleMania Backlash. Woo! And by the way, can I just say, I think they titled this pay-per-view WrestleMania Backlash because there's probably like an SEO thing of like Forbes writing fans were upset. The WrestleMania Backlash of after another poor booking for so-and-so, where's Bailey? # where's Bailey WrestleMania Backlash. Like I think that's part of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's silly, but I get it. I just met Bad Bunny was at Royal Rumble, and Damian Priest joined up with him shortly thereafter. So that means Damian Priest has been fighting The Miz and fucking Johnny Drip Drip for like 4 months. For 4 fucking months, these two guys have been having singles matches, 2-on-1 matches, tag team matches, promos, vignettes, comedy segments, mean mug segments, Spanish segments, English segments. Matt, it's fucking over. I'm done. Just end this match, please. That's what I'm most excited for this Sunday, because then it will almost be next Monday, and Damian Priest can move on with his life. I'm so excited.
I can't wait for him to jump right into the main event. All right, let's go from the bottom to the top. We'll do this quick. I think we've made it pretty obvious that we're not super stoked for this. Mike, honestly, I get more excited for fucking Tuesday night NXT than this. What the fuck is wrong with WWE that they can't get me excited for fucking pay-per-view? Anyway.
It's because it's the same fucking people fighting each other. Jesus. All right, that's so true. This match, Matt, please, for the love of God, let Damian Priest win convincingly and end this nightmare.
Yeah, same here. Damian Priest. Boom, book it. All right, moving on.
Ziggler and Robert Roode versus Ray and Dominic.
Go.
Matt, what are they calling themselves? The Dirty Boys? What are they?
I have no idea.
They're the Grit Boys or the Dirty Boys or the Stinky Boys or something.
Honestly, I don't even know which tag team we're talking about right now. But is it Ziggler and Roode?
They are. My God, what's their name?
Dirty Boys.
Dirty Dogs. They're the Dirty Dogs.
Is it with a Z or an S?
It's with an S, but dogs is spelled DAWGS. Please. I don't need this outcome as much as the first match, but I would really like to see Dolph and Roode continue their reign. I don't need to see Rey Mysterio winning more championships at this age, even if
you don't want to see Dominic and Rey, Mike.
Even if this is all just a prop to get Dominic over with the youngins. No.
Yeah, I mean, I obviously prefer Dolph Ziggler. I'm a little embarrassed that I don't know the name of their their tag team. Oh boy, God.
Probably because it's the Dirty Dogs.
I'm sorry?
Probably because it's the Dirty fucking Dogs.
Well, yeah, a lot went into naming that one. I mean, I've got more Dolph Ziggler shirts than I have Drew McIntyre shirts, so that says a lot. But there's also the element where Dolph tweets all the time about how little he cares about wrestling, and it's made me care a little bit less about Dolph Ziggler. So there we are. And I've talked ad nauseum about my love of Rey Mysterio. I'll say it like that, just so I don't have to say anything else. So yeah, this match doesn't do a ton for me, but I could definitely say, like, if we're gonna push forward like some conversation on SmackDown and tag team champions, I think keeping heels as the champs could prolong Jimmy and Jey Uso winning the title. So let's give it to Rey and Dominic so they can get the shit kicked out of them. All right, Universal Championship, Mike. Right, that's a great transition. Roman Reigns and Cesaro going at it. So I tweeted like a month ago. I was like, you guys desperately want Cesaro, but you're just getting you're gonna be hurt. You're hurting yourself right now. And trust me, I want Cesaro too, but I just hope everybody knows, like, this ain't gonna end well. This is gonna be ugly. We're gonna feel so bad for Cesaro, and this could be it. So here it is. Here's the main event shot for Cesaro, and it's done. Roman Reigns is getting the win, and clearly we have a more fun story to tell with Jimmy and Jey Uso and Roman. So that's probably going to take the the main event the big circle in the circus. I don't know. It's the main circle. I'm trying to think and I can't. Just go ahead, Mike. You know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. I'm going to say that I don't think Cesaro's ever going to be champion. When I watch those two guys in the ring, Roman Reigns, I know part of this is attributed to his look, right? But it's also his moveset, where he's just got the big black boots and he stomps you to death and he runs into you with a spear and he does that Samoa drop and he, does that cut your neck, like this guy's dead kind of gesture. Yeah. And Cesaro is 6'5", 260 pounds, and he's doing springboards. Or he's, spinning through the air, or he's, twirling you around really quickly. And it's like one guy is a ferocious man killer, and the other one is, a 6'5", 250-pound pirouette. And there's a place for him. He's an amazing specimen, but I don't think until he radically revises his moveset, he'll ever be taken seriously as a champion. So there's no shot of him winning. Roman Reigns is going to win. He's going to continue to win until, we get a real challenger.
Wow. That was brutal. I thought we were going to get a good show and just move on, but holy shit, you just buried Cesaro in deep in the grave. All right. Rhea Ripley, Asuka, and Charlotte, triple threat match. God, I can't believe I'm not excited about this. What is wrong with me? This will obviously be a good match. God damn it.
The problem is that
should win.
I know what the problem is. I'm going to hot tag in for your answer. You ready? The problem is that when you see it on this card, you're like, oh man, how is Charlotte going to pin both of them? But when you're in the moment watching it, you're like, oh, she's actually not going to win. This is going to be the most exciting match on the card because of that reason. But predicting it, all I ever see when I see Charlotte is Charlotte's going to win.
Yeah, and you kind of start to think about the WrestleMania scenario, was she supposed to win all along kind of thing. That's starting to creep in there now. So thanks a lot, Mike. But yeah, I guess maybe that might be the long and short of it. And I think the one that I want to win the most is probably least likely. So when they have this relationship with DraftKings now, it's probably that's the lowest odds to come out victorious is going to be Asuka there. All right, so I'm still picking Ripley, but you're scaring me, Mike. You're going with Charlotte.
She's one of the outside of Roman Reigns, maybe the biggest current transcendent star. And we're still trying to sell some people to keep tuning into that Peacock, and if they think Charlotte Flair is the one to do it, they clearly don't think it's going to be Asuka. I don't know. We'll see how they feel about Rhea. Rhea beats everybody but Charlotte, so I'm going Charlotte. I have to.
So we got our Bianca Belair versus Bayley SmackDown Women's Championship match. Clearly Bianca's winning this one. Maybe to me, all of these just look so sure. Also next one, I don't care. Bobby Lashley's winning the WWE Championship match too. And that's where there's so little excitement, and there's so there's not a lot of reason to give somebody a win here that I haven't picked.
Yeah.
Right? Because with Bianca, it's just starting. We're trying to build a super duper star. So of course she's got to hang on to the title. So I guess that's where I'm at with that one.
It does honestly feel a little early to have her fight Bayley. I thought the big Bayley feud would be something we do at SummerSlam or something like that. But Bayley, I kind of think she's one of the biggest wrestling fans, outside of Kevin Owens in the locker room. So I think that as that big fan, she's going to be hell yeah, I want to ding dong hello Bianca Belair all the way to the top. Yeah, let her pin me. I'm a megastar. I'll just make fun of Michael Cole and make my money that way. I don't have any doubt that Bianca is going to leave as champion. And then for the WWE Championship match, Lashley, Drew, and Braun. At some point, I hope we get to see the Maharaja and Drew battle for the title. That'd be great. This could be a spot where we see Drew get it back. But I don't know. We got a lot of time till SummerSlam. I could say the one guarantee, and Matt, a couple years ago, I don't think I ever saw him in this spot. Braun Strowman is now in the Kane spot. where he's the biggest guy on the roster. He's suddenly thrust into a title match, and he's just there so he can eat multiple finishers in a triple threat and then eat the pin. So Drew and Bob don't get pinned, and then Braun only goes down because he took a bunch of finishers.
Which gives Drew the opportunity to continue to look strong. And like, I think this goes back to my problem. And the longer we watch pro wrestling, like I keep complaining.
And then listen, yeah, we can't complain too much. This is like our favorite thing to do. It's just, well, I'm not fascinated by a Braun Strowman match. I don't know. I don't need to see him do choo. I mean, I'd like it more if he made choo-choo sounds instead of the overhead speaker doing it. I'd like to hear him go, choo-choo, Shane, and then kind of,
Well, what I was going to say is we complain all the time, or I complain all the time about wrestling has too many formulas that like the WWE thinks they need to hold on to, and then there's the formulas that the fans complain about. Like, it makes more sense for this guy to win. And we're doing it right now, so I'm not guilty of it. But what I've always asked for are like these cinematic matches where that was fucking crazy. So then I don't have to go by any rules. It's just something new. Yeah. This is the middle of what is going to be important and what's happening. Right? I mean, a year ago, we were talking about Money in the Bank. So that's coming up next, I've got to believe. And that's fun. That's where the rules aren't clearly defined yet. And I think they've made a lot of different things work. Same thing with the Royal Rumble. Royal Rumble, always exciting. Money in the Bank, always exciting. This, we got to fit the formula. We got to make it work. We got to make sure the fans understand what's going on, because otherwise it's too difficult to grasp. Like, just give me less of this. Give me more Money in the Bank. Just take this out. Do what AEW's doing. Give me, make Backlash a Monday Night Raw thing. And then
every other month or quarterly or something with the pay-per-views. Yeah.
Right. Like, they talk about the ratings all the time. I mean, I don't even mean like the fans. Like, WWE is talking about stupid YouTube video views in the middle of Monday Night Raw. I don't give a flying fuck how many views they have on YouTube. I don't care that they're trending #1 on Twitter. That's for somebody else who needs to feel like I already know I'm wasting my time. But that's for somebody that's going to take that and go, see, the rest of the world's wasting their time too. But if you're so concerned about that garbage, get rid of your stupid pay-per-views. You're making money from Peacock. I don't know. Maybe they have an obligation now to do extra pay-per-views, but make the argument. Like, let's put this on USA. Let's pull back just a little bit. You guys have thousands of hours of content now with this agreement with Peacock. Let's figure something else out. Let's do something where more people tune in on Mondays and Fridays and have a better reason to tune in.
Yeah,
like it's routine.
Yeah, I think you make a fantastic point there. It's not Braun's fault that he's in the Kane spot, right? And we know he's got zero chance of walking away with that belt. Just not gonna. We know exactly why he's there.
If Braun walks away with the belt, Mike, I will bring back the Big E cake, but it'll have to be a big, pale, white one.
With a beard on it.
Eat it. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, you're totally right. If it just wasn't this, there's so many pay-per-views that we know this is like the middle pay-per-view before something interesting actually happens. We pretty much across the board, Roman's going to win, Bianca's going to win, Bobby's probably going to win. Dolphin, Robert, that's the only wild card of who's going to retain. And then, maybe Charlotte. It's that pay-per-view where we know it's not going to have they're not going to reset the deck on WrestleMania Backlash. So, just fewer pay-per-views would probably, really, really make this better.
And what's funny, too, the worst-case scenario, like Bobby Lashley doesn't win, and it's Drew McIntyre. Because guess what doesn't end? This fucking feud. So it's like, even if that doesn't happen, we're still fucked. And I'm using a lot of fucks today, so we're definitely going explicit when I load this up into Spotify. But it's just, I think that's where the excitement gets drained out of us. It's just, Sure, it'll be a great wrestling match, but
yeah, I mean, you know, Bobby and Drew and Braun to an extent like having those physical matches, but it's just, you know, the outcome is so, it just feels so set in stone. It just, yeah.
All right, well, I hope everybody's excited to watch Backlash. I hope we got y'all juiced up.
Hey, legitimately, I'm excited to see Rhea and Charlotte and Asuka. But then I'm pretty pumped to see what Bayley can do for Bianca. And my God, I'm going to be cheering so loud when Damian Priest finally vanquishes The Miz. I'm pretty excited for that to happen.
I know I've got plans to do. We're doing an all-day like butter chicken recipe on Sunday.
Like Indian food?
Maybe yeah, and maybe tikka masala too. So
oh wow,
food's gonna be fun that night. So I'm pumped for Sunday, as long as the baby doesn't come.
And guess what? We just got news that vaccinated people can stop wearing masks outside. Woo!
That just does not excite me at all. I just like bringing up Backlash. The amount of people that are just going to go, yeah, I'm vaccinated, and just start walking through Home Depot, no problem.
Man, deaths are at their lowest point since last April.
Yay. Yeah, I think this is going to cause a lot of problems in the next couple of weeks. Mike, we saw how people reacted when they thought maybe gas was going away. So, yeah.
Time to fill your garbage bags with gasoline. Woo!
It was probably one of those things where like, well, we might get more people to just get vaccinated. And then they forgot to go like, what if people just say they got vaccinated? Ah, right.
Oh, that's right. They might lie. Oh, right. And they're probably all going to hang out together because that's what liars do. Liars.
Yeah, I know this isn't pro wrestling, but when I saw that, I was not excited. I immediately was like, God damn it. Not yet. Not yet. Oh. They went, you know, like they're it's like they're doing one of those connect the dot things, and they finish the first one, and they're like, let's guess what it is. And it's like, just keep connecting the dots. Let's figure out what else could happen. It's a line. I got it. It's a line. Do you see these two dots I connected? Beautiful. Clearly a line.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I saved it there. I was actually trailing off, but I think that came off pretty good. All right. Everybody, thanks for tuning in. Don't forget, BODpodcast.com, brothersofdiscussion.com, so you can get sweet shirts like the one I'm wearing that says, I listen to the Brothers of Discussion. It is super soft and stretchy and beautiful. But we also have our hot tag wrestling t-shirts. Go check out that series. It's pretty cool. Support the show. And yeah, easiest thing you can do is just subscribe to the YouTube channel or subscribe and rate and review us wherever you're listening to podcasts. We are everywhere. If you can't find us, just let us know and we'll figure out what the heck's going on. But we are everywhere you listen to podcasts. So if you like it, let us know. All right, everybody, thanks for tuning in and have